The Rioja wine region in the north of Spain is rightly famous for its big leathery reds. But it's not all red wine, you know. A few weeks ago, a regular follower of the channel wrote to me and said, how about reviewing a Rioja white? Your wish is my command. A Rioja white coming right up. Guys, welcome to yet another edition of Big on Wine, the show which attempts, as always, to bring you news, clues and reviews. Indeed, we try to keep you up to speed about just about everything that's happening in the world of wine. And my wine of the week for this week is indeed from Rioja, and it's this one here. It goes under the very, very short name of Muga Blanco, and the vintage is 2016. And this wine comes in for a price where I am of just over €14 a bottle. Okay, let's see whether we can paint in the picture of this particular wine here. So we're talking about a Rioja, which is probably Spain's finest wine region. It's located in the north of the country, and the center of the Rioja region is the town of Logroño. Okay, and Logroño is situated, what, about 90 or 100 kilometers south of Bilbao, which is on the coast, in the coast of northern Spain, in the Basque country. So an inland wine region, normally synonymous, of course, with red wine and the Tempranillo grape. But here we're dealing with white wine, and this particular white wine is produced by Bodegas Muga, and they're based in a small place called Haro, which is at the western end of La Rioja, about 40 kilometers or so west-northwest of Logroño. Okay. In this wine, we've got three different varieties, and one of them, the Viura, makes up 90% of the total here. The Viura is an interesting grape. It's a very, very Spanish variety. It goes under the name of Macabeo as well, and it's planted in a number of different regions, including in the Barcelona area, just south of Barcelona, in fact. The other varieties in this wine are the Malvesia, which is indeed a fairly ancient white grape variety, thought to have originated in Crete, in Greece, and the Garnacha Blanca, which of course is planted fairly widely across southern France and in Spain as well. Now, the Garnacha Blanca is normally associated with high alcohol and low acidity. All right, that's the grape varieties. Let's turn our attention now to the wine in the glass. Take a look at the way it appears, and it looks indeed to have seen quite a lot of sunshine. It has a wonderful deep straw gold color to it. Very, very enticing indeed. Looks lovely. Let's try it in the nose and see what kind of aromas we can pick out of this white Rioja. Here we go. Now in the nose, interesting nose immediately. A kind of a green aroma, if you can talk about such a thing. What would we say? Green vegetation, cut grass, something like that. Kind of aroma that you get when you've just mown the grass out in your garden and you wander out there. That kind of green cut grass kind of aroma on this. Little touch of spice as well in the background. Very appealing, very nice. Okay, right, let's try the wine now in the palate and see what kind of flavours we can isolate in this particular wine. Here we go. Now that is unusual. That is unusual. This is a very light wine. Light to medium bodied on it, I would say. It tastes fresh, fruity. It has that kind of green taste to it still. Kind of a herbaceous, grassy, greeny taste to it. But I think the flavour which is coming through most strongly now in the mouth is yellow plum. Yellow plum, that's the word I would use for that, plum, yellow plum. There's also a hint of apple there in the background. Let's have another quick swig. Yes, indeed. Apple, maybe even white currant, and do you know there is even a hint of a Riesling-like kind of petrol elements there as well. There's just the slightest tint of those petroleum elements in the wine there. Very interesting indeed. Citrusy, of course, it's fresh, it's mouth-watering. Now, what kind of temperature should we be serving this wine at? Well, I think, seeing as though this wine is a few years old, I would be thinking probably in terms of around the 10 or 11 degree mark. This wine is perhaps a degree or two cooler, so what, 9 or 10 degrees, something like that. What are we going to be enjoying this with? Well, I think this is best accompanied by something like white meat. So chicken and turkey, grilled chicken, I think would go extremely well with a wine of this nature. But this would make it a lovely accompaniment to veggie dishes and even with flavourful fish. This wine would be a good number, I think. All right, let's bring you the heads up on this wine here. This is a white wine from a predominantly red wine area, the Rioja, starring the Viura grape, young, fresh and herbaceous, and ideal with chicken and turkey. Quality stuff from a quality area with a price to match. Muga Blanco 2016, 3 stars out of 5. Okay folks, many thanks for tuning in and checking out this week's video. And of course this was a little introduction to a rather unusual offering from Rioja, a white Rioja indeed, based around the Viura grape. Interesting stuff indeed. Okay, if you've enjoyed what you've seen and heard, then please do feel free to give us a big thumbs up. Yep, give us a like, we do enjoy getting those. Drop a comment down below, share the video around to your heart's content. And of course, if you haven't done so already, please do consider subscribing to the channel. And while you're about it, why not hit that little bell icon down below and you'll be informed as soon as every new video is uploaded. And naturally, I'll be back again next week with another great wine of the week for you. But until we meet again, this is Tony Melville signing off and saying, hey, take care out there, be good to each other, enjoy your wines, and cheers.